Hello and welcome into our program check-in segment. I'm here with Damon Goodwin, head coach of the men's basketball team. Coach, thanks for taking some time to sit down with me today.
Thank you, Ray. Good to see you.
You as well. So your season gets underway on Friday, January 2nd at home versus Muskingum. How does it feel to finally get to this point of being able to suit up for games?
I think our guys are really pumped up about it. They've been excited to practice because of the COVID situation. That usually doesn't happen, so that's kind of a refreshing. But they've really been involved and engaged in practice, and I know that they're excited to play. And as a coaching staff, we're excited to be having a season and to get somewhat back to normal. So we're really looking forward to it, and we're a week away, and we're getting prepped for it right now.
So your roster, it's pretty hefty this time around. It's about 20 guys. I believe it's 19 exact.
Yeah, we have 19 guys this year.
Yeah, you graduated G. Yahaya last year. He was a starter for you, an all-OAC performer. But you bring back 4 of last year's starters. So walk us through what that means for like team chemistry and continuity.
Well, I always felt that this should be a good year for us. I think anytime we have 4 seniors, anytime you have 4 seniors returning, 3 of those guys have played a lot of basketball for us. I always think that you have a chance. And part of the reason I'm really happy we're having a season is because I think we have a chance to be really good with those guys leading us. I'm excited about it. We also have a couple kids that play a lot of basketball in the past year or two, and I think if we continue to develop and we continue to get better as we are, I believe in practice every day, that we could be a really good team this year.
So last season, you had a pretty great freshman class. Really, it turned out to be the trio of Griffin Dosick, Ryan Roth, and Trey Meister. They're all freshmen, and they really stepped up and logged some meaningful minutes for you guys off the bench. And then Dosick himself made a handful of starts. Having those guys back now with some good experience, how strong and confident does that make you in your bench? Because you bring back 4 starters, and now you've got an experienced bench as well.
Well, as of right now, 2 of those 3 kids would be starting for us as sophomores at this point in time. Now, that can change next week before we play and all that stuff, But no, those 3 had great years. You know, Dosick stepped in for Joe Hartman. Joe Hartman got hurt with about 8-9 games left. And at the time, he was leading our league in rebounding and was doing a great job for us. Dosick stepped in for him as a freshman and started 8 games or 9 games, whatever it was. But I think we only won a couple games without Joe last year. So it really hurt us at the end of the year not having him. So I'm excited to have him back. I think those 3 freshmen that played a lot for us last year are all going to be, a big part of what we do. The 3 seniors that played a lot last year, and Cam and Reed and Joe, I expect big things from them. This is it for them, and it's a shortened season, and I expect them to be ready. And that first game out, there's nothing to save it for, and that's the way we're approaching it.
Absolutely. So having that veteran leadership, you say those 3 guys that have played a lot, it's their last go around. What does that mean to have, you have a couple sophomores that have played some ball for you last year, and now you've got a pretty big freshman class. What does that mean to have that kind of leadership for you?
Well, I think it gives us a chance. I think at most levels, when you have seniors that have played a lot, that you expect to be good. And I think that gives us a chance to be good. Now, again, you have to do it on the floor, and you have to go out and execute. But I can tell you at this point, I'm really happy with our effort in practice. I'm really happy with our execution in practice. I have a sense that they feel this could be a special year as well. And I think we have a chance to compete for the conference, and that's what they should be thinking right now. Of course, with everything going on in our world, this could all get screwed up next week. But I think they are right now intent on making the most of this, and that's all I can ask as a coach.
Definitely. So, like I mentioned, you brought in a class of, I believe it's 7 in total, and of those 7, who do you feel really are going to be the guys that we're going to see out on the court able to contribute right away this year?
You're talking about the freshmen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a couple guards that are pushing for playing time right now. One would be David Sanford, who is a tremendous point guard. I saw him a lot 2 years ago. He was coming to Capital, decided to go to Cincinnati, try to walk on, didn't work out, came back for us this year, and has done pretty well. Another kid is Caleb Crawford, a freshman out of Princeton, probably gives us maybe the best athlete on our team, gives us a big guard out there that can guard. But like every freshman, especially in a point guard situation, they're learning. They have to go through a process of learning how to play college basketball. There's a new guy named Keandre Graves that he came from Central State as a transfer. He's pushing to give us a little bit of time. And then a kid named Nate Gerber, who's a 6'7" kid out of Wayne Trace High School up in Northwest Ohio, is probably in that 4-man post guy mix, 4 or 5-man post guy mix right now. So those are the newcomers to our program that at this point are really pushing to get some time. And I've been pretty happy with all those guys at this point. We also have some other new guys that are playing well. They kind of stacked behind some guys. And we also have another guy, some other guys that have been in the program that are also pushing some of those older guys right now as well. So, but the newcomers, those are the 4 newcomers that are probably at this point pushing to get in the rotation.
So last year, I know the starting lineup was pretty much set right from the get-go. You stuck with your guys all the way through. Are we going to see something similar to that this year, or is it going to move around a little bit more?
Well, I think, we're going to start Cam at point. He started for 3 years, and he's going to be our point guard. I think that's pretty set. Tyler Schreck's going to start for us, was second-team All-League for us, and he'll be a junior and was our MVP last year, actually, our best player. And I'm pretty sure he's going to start for us. And then the other guards, you have Trey Meister. You have another freshman who I didn't mention. I forgot. I skipped over him. Carter Combs has played really well for us at this point and is pushing for maybe starting, maybe being a rotation. So the wings, I'm kind of looking at Schreck, Trey Meister, who played a lot for us last year, Combs, Ryan Roth, who played really well for us last year, even Keandre Graves, already said his name, and maybe a Joe Thompson in there who was a freshman that didn't play last year. So those are kind of our guys that are battling for that wing spot. I've already mentioned the point guard spot, those guys kind of battling for that. And then we have Reed, Bradfield, and Joe Hartman in the post. Joe has been really good this fall. He's certainly going to start. And the other guys battling would be Reed and Nate Gerber, who already said, and then of course Griffin Dosek, who we've already talked about as well. And then we have little Joe Thompson there too. So Joe's kind of a utility guy for us right now. Those are kind of the guys that we're trying to evaluate at this point as far as being in a rotation. Not all those guys will actually be in the rotation, but at this point of those 12, 13 guys I just mentioned, we're probably going to get to 9 or 10. And those will be the guys. And the other guys I haven't mentioned are working hard to get better. And that's the way we're approaching it. So if I mentioned 12, 13 guys, there's still 6 guys out there. And I've been happy with their work, and they're getting better every day. And that's a long season. And a lot of those guys are young, and they're just going to have to put their time in and continue to get better.
So for you, I guess switching gears a little bit here, with this really unprecedented season, you're not starting your season until January, which has never happened before. What has it been like for you kind of coaching through that with probably limited practices and things like that?
Well, really, since December 26th when we came back, we've been going at it pretty hard. We've went almost every day, and it's been very similar to the fall practices in the past. So I had COVID, so I missed the first few practices after Christmas. But after that, I got back in early January, and we've been going at it pretty hard. We've been going 6 days a week and a couple times a day sometimes. So I've been proud of our guys. And we had about a month, maybe 5 weeks in the fall where we got to practice. We didn't get to compete. we did a lot of shooting and a lot of 5-on-0 and a lot of organizing and all that. And I think that's helped us get to this point where we can come back from Christmas and kind of be engaged and know what's going on. But we did have about 5-6 weeks. Had a kid that caught COVID, had to break down. And then basically between New Year's or Thanksgiving, Christmas, we didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but recently in the last 3 weeks, our guys have been working really hard. And before school, we were going twice a day. So I'm pretty proud of their effort to this point, and I think it's going to pay off for us.
It sounds like you're ready to go. Your guys are ready to go.
We are. Yeah, I think we are.
The season's been delayed. It's been condensed also to a 12-game regular season. But do you still expect the conference to be just as hard fought as in years past?
Well, I think there are some very, very good teams in our conference. I can tell you that. But again, with 3-4 seniors, I think we can compete. There are teams in our conference that we're not quite as talented as them, but we're going to try to make up for that with, our discipline and what we do offensively and defensively, and probably a little bit with our toughness, just going out there and wanting it more and trying to be tougher than other teams. And tougher doesn't mean you're hitting somebody. Tougher means you're getting in a rebounding stance, and tougher means you're boxing out, you're in a defensive stance, and you're not letting the guy drive down the middle of the floor. Those are the tough things that we talk about that we have to do as a basketball program. If we do those things and with our roster, I think we have a chance to have a special season. And a special season for us is to compete to compete to win the league, and to compete to win the league tournament, and to get into the NCAA tournament. And I think if things go right for us, that we have a chance of doing something like that this year.
Well, we really look forward to seeing you play. Coach, thank you very much for joining me today, and good luck with the season.
Thank you, Ray. Have a good day.
Head over to athletics.capital.edu to find the live stream and statistics links for all of Capital Athletics.